Hi, everyone. Yeah, I already. Please put the plus sign into our comments and we will start soon. Yep, I'm waiting for your pluses in our chat. Nice. Yeah, I see. Okay. So, yep, let's start our today discussion and our today workshop about about customer development, user interviews, and mockups. Yeah. So I will share my screen, and yeah, and I hope on your participation because today we have a lot of practice. So yeah, today we have a workshop, and what we'll discuss today. Yeah, I choose two parts. So first one about how to make mockups for your product. So as a product manager, you should know how to make mockups for your user interviews. And second one, how to conduct proper your user interviews. Yeah. So yeah, let's imagine that you are product manager of some service, some app or maybe web service, and you want to conduct user interview about your product. What do you need for this? Please write in the comments. So yeah, what will you do, and what do you need to make user interview? Yeah, please do not be shy and yeah, and write your ideas into our Zoom chat. Yeah, what usually need product manager to conduct user interview? Okay, yep, I saw some of your ideas. Yep, basically, for if you want to conduct user interview, you need some interface of your product. So you can show your interfaces, your design of your product to some customers. Need best tool, connect with users and connect user inputs. Right, nice, yeah. So we can basically user interviews can be like two types. The first one, it's like text interview. Yeah, you make some poll and you will send some questions to your users of your product or maybe your future product and collect some answers. It's a first thing. And second thing, if you want to make some user interview with some design, with some mock-ups of your product. And we'll discuss the second option today. Yeah, so firstly, you need to create some mock-ups for your product. Yeah, mock-ups, it's like design for your product. Maybe you do not have right now your product in a store or website, but you can have some design of your product. So what's your ideas how you can create these mockups or maybe some kind of design of your product for user interview? What is the easiest way to create mockups for your product? Yeah, please write your ideas into our Zoom chat. Yep, and we will discuss these ideas. Yeah, so you want to, you have some users and you want to show your design for these users. And what is the easiest way to make this design? Do you have some ideas? And how maybe you as a product manager can create somehow something look like design of your product? Yep, I'm waiting for your ideas. Please write it. Yep. What do you need? Yeah. Maybe you need designer, maybe you need, I don't know, paper and pen to create this prototype. What do you need? What do you think? How you can create some prototype of your product? Or you need developers to make this prototype? Yep, I see. So here's some ideas how you can create something that you can use with on your user interviews. So basic thing is wireframe. It can be made on paper with pen, so it's really easy to make something. You can write some design on a paper, and after that you can test this design on your users. And I have done it a lot of times only with pen and paper prototypes. Also, you can create some wireframes with some online tools, and we will discuss some of them today. So it's a first step. You can understand your ideas, some your ideas about product with a really draft style. After that, you can ask your designers, if you have a designer in your team or maybe some freelance designer, to make a mock-up from your ideas, from your wireframe. So it's the second step. You will give to your designer some ideas, and designer creates some mock-up. It's like usual design of your product. And after that, you can make some prototype, like clickable prototype, so user can so you can show your prototype for your users, and users can click on this prototype and prototype will change. So what kind of services you as a product manager can use in your real work? Let's discuss this. Here's some list of really useful tools for product managers and for designers to create wireframes and prototypes. Maybe you know some of them. If you know some of them, please write. Maybe you know, or maybe you use some of them. Please write it in the comments of Zoom chat. Maybe you use Balsamiq, or maybe Photoshop, or maybe Figma. Or sometimes you can use Sketch or just whiteboard to create prototypes. Okay, do you know some of these tools? If you know some, please write it in a comment, and we can also discuss these tools. Okay. Nice. I see. Some of them know a lot of these tools. It's really useful tools, and for designer especially, and also for product managers. Nice. InVision and Marvel, it's also popular tools. And sometimes I also use these tools for my work, for testing prototypes, for testing ideas of my new services, for example. And today, as a part of a workshop, I want to discuss with you and make some really interesting thing. So today we will make two practice work, and first one will be about Flinta.com Lite. So it's here. Yep. Yeah, we will use this service. And does anyone use this service? Yep. And yeah, today we'll make some practice work here. And if you right now use your laptop, you can move to this website like flinta.com/lite and make a registration on this site, because in a few minutes we'll start to use it, and you can do some practice work. Yeah. So let's move to this site, and please do the same. So let's move to Flinta.com and register here. And after that, yeah, it's flinta.com/lite. So please move here and register here. And after that, please put plus sign into our comment box, and I will understand that you are on the same page as me right now. So let's try to do this if you're using your laptop. And yeah, and yeah, after you will do this, please put the plus. Yep, I will wait for a few minutes. So take your time and to register here. And after that, we'll do some practice work. And I hope it will be quite useful for you. So yeah, let's take 1 or 2 minutes. Thanks. I see someone already registered here. Yep, thanks. Okay, so let's wait for 1 additional minute. Yeah, and then we'll start to use the service. Nice. It's a really easy service, and sometimes I use it. Yeah, hello, Imam. So please, thanks. Yeah, here's some newcomers here on on our workshop. So right now, please move to site flinta.com/lite and register here. And we wait for you like additional minute, and then we'll start to do practice work with you. Yeah. So it's a really easy service, and you can use, for example, Marvel, or you can use Figma or other services. But it's pretty nice, pretty light service to make some prototypes quite easy. Yeah. So for example, so for example, you have some design from your designer. Yeah. Some pages like JPEG files from your designer, but you want to make some prototype. Yeah, you want to make some fake app for your users. Yeah, to show for your users, and and then they can click on this prototype and give you feedback about this prototype and so on. So how usually I work with this tool. So for example, I have some JPEG files from my designer, and I create some app. So today, I imagine that my designer create Booking.com site. You also can go to Booking.com, site on a Play Store on your laptop, and after that, what will I do? So yeah, please go, for example, to Google Play website and open the same page as me. I also will send some link for you. So you can open this link, and then we will make next move with you. Okay, please put plus if you already opened this page and you're ready. Yep, I see. Someone else. Nice. Yeah, guys, please open this. We will use Google Play to copy and paste some prototypes for our future product. So yeah, please open this link. Yeah, and and write plus sign to comments, and I will understand that you are ready for our first part of our workshop. Yeah, let's wait for 1 or 2 more classes, and we'll move to our next step of prototyping. So if you have already opened this link, please put plus sign, and I will see that you're ready. Okay, yeah. What should we do? For example, I can open, let's open some, wait. So I can click on screenshot. Yep. Then what will I do? I will copy this image. Yeah, I can save it on my downloads folder, or I can copy it by clicking the right button on it, and then I move to my Flinterlight SEO and paste this screenshot here. So to try to do the same, so you need to copy. You need to open some screenshot here in Google Play, for example, this one. It's the first page of booking.com app, and then please paste this screenshot on your Flinter. Yeah, so you can download this image, or you can copy paste this image, and write plus when you will be ready. Yeah, let's wait for 1 or 2 additional minutes. Yeah. So what you need to do, you need to copy it here and paste in Flinter. I will copy and paste some additional pages. For example, I see. For example, this one as a second page, insert as a new screen. So like second page of my design, then this screenshot, also copy paste as a third page of my design. Then, for example, this page as last page, confirmation page. Yeah, so I also copy this page and paste here. So right now I have some JPEG files here on a Flinter.com Lite. Yep, and you can do the same. Yep. When you copy and paste some some files here, please write plus sign on the comment box. Yep. Nice. So after that, it's this step is quite easy, as you understand. You also need to copy and paste some design to Flinter. Then we'll do some small magic. So, for example, you take your mouse and do this. Yeah. So you choose button and choose with which screen you want to go after clicking this area. So, for example, if I click in button, let's go, I want to move to this screen. Okay. What about this screen? If I, for example, will click on a step back button, I want to go back to my main screen. So I take this area and set here. Okay, this screen. And for example, if I choose this, this hotel, I want to see some screen with more information about this hotel. Okay, and also I have this button like manage booking. I choose this button and choose the right screen, for example, here. And also I will choose some areas like button back here. Yep, and I can choose some additional hotel and also move to this card, for example. Yep, and here I also have some link to hotel, and I can choose this screen. Yeah. So after you will do these small things, you will be ready to see it in real time. So let's check it. So I should click on preview link, and after that, you can see some your screenshot of your product, for example. And as a user, you can, as you see, click on a button, and you will see the next screen. It's really nice. And then you can click back, for example, and back to main page, or you can go to this list and you can click, for example, on some hotel and get information about this hotel. And for example, you can come back. Or you can, what else we can do? So it's like a real product. And what you can also do, you can click share and install, and you get some quick link for your product. And if you send this link to your mobile device, you can use it like here. You can open it, and it will be really looking like real app for a lot of users. So it's really nice and really useful tool. So you can drag and drop your images here with screenshot of your app, for example, or your future app. Then you can choose areas for clicking, and click and move between your screens of your app. And then you can use it like real app, and you can show it for your users. Does anyone to try it right now? So because we have workshop time today, please try to do this right now. And if you are ready, please put also plus sign that you have tried this. And right now you know how to make this fast and dirty things. Yeah, really to look really like app, and I have tried this tool with a lot of users of my different products, and it's really working. So you only need some examples, some images from your designer, then you choose the clicking areas, and then hop, and your app is really ready. Yep, you copy paste your link, and then you will open this link from your mobile device, and it's working right now. It's looking like real app. Yeah. Okay, nice. So it was the first part of our workshop, and I hope you love this small trick with Flinty Light. Yeah. Let's come back to our deck, and let's imagine. For example, we have some mockups, some design of our app or web service. What we do next to create user interview? Yep. Of course, we need to make some script for discussion with our users. Yes, we have design, and we should make some questions for our users. So let's discuss this part. Yeah, Kumar, thank you. I will see that you have done this workshop. Nice. So let's discuss about user interview and user interview script. For example, let's choose some site for finding jobs. For example, Indeed.com. Yeah, and let's imagine that you are a product manager of this service. So you have your website or app, and you have prototypes of this web service. And what is the main rules to make a user interview script for your users? I will share some my ideas about this and some my experience. So let's check together main points about making and conduct user interview. So firstly, you need to find relevant people. So if you want to check a site about finding a job, you should find people who want to find a job. Yeah, it's the first thing. Second thing is about question. Yeah, questions is really important, and some small trick that you should ask a lot of why question. So, for example, you ask some person on your user interview, do you want to find job? And he or she said, yeah, of course. And after that, like after each customer answer, you need to make question why. Yeah, because this question is really useful and really helps for product manager to understand more about your users. Yeah. Also, when you conduct user interviews, please do not ask about features a lot, but ask about pains of users. Yeah. So, for example, some person want to find a job, so you should understand what is the pain of this user. What else? Yeah, you should give some practical exercises, some practical cases for your users, and we will discuss this part on the next slide. Yeah. Okay, let's check. So, for example, I'm product manager of this site. Yeah, on this site, you as a user can try to find job for yourself. Yeah. What bunch of question I will ask you as a user? Let's check. So, for example, we will have interview with you. Firstly, I make some introductory conversation with you. Yeah, how are you? How is weather today? What's yeah, some small talk with your interview guy. Then I will make some test questions to understand: do you really right person for my interview or not? So here I will ask you, do you want to find a new job for you right now? Or did you use some job sites last week or last month? And if you said no, I will think that you're not the right person for my product right now. And maybe I should skip interview with you and choose other user to conduct my interview. Okay, then if you say yes, for example, I will do main part of my customer interview with you, and I will ask you for some basic questions, and I will give you some cases that you should do with my product. Yeah. So I will open my website, like this one, on your mobile phone or maybe on your laptop, and then I will ask you, okay, can you show me how do you usually looking for work, yeah, for a job? And as the next question, what do you see right now on the screen? Yeah, you will see some main page. Can you describe this page? Okay, then I will definitely give you some use case, some real use case. Yeah, and I will say it for you. Try to find yourself a job. Yeah. So please take my laptop, for example, and try to find job. And user will start to finding a job on your website. And you said, okay, please do some comments. Why do you click here? What do you think will be after clicking on this button? Yeah, nice. Why do you decide to use this filter on our website? So you should make a lot of questions, and yeah, for your user with whom you conduct user interview. Yeah, and here you can read some questions that I usually ask people about products on like jobs searching products. Yeah. What also is really important, usually product manager make customer user interview alone, only like product manager and some customer. But sometimes it's really useful to invite your developers on your user interviews. Yeah, it's really helps for your team, for your developers, to feel some customer pain, some customer problems. Sometimes customer didn't understand your product and didn't understand your features or functionality of your product. Yeah. And here's some screenshots of my user interviews that I conduct with some users. Yeah, so it's example of user interview of mobile app. So we usually use some web camera to make screen recording, like video recording. It's like mobile. It's also user interview with child about live streaming app. So they to try this app on web and on mobile device, for example. And right now, I want to do some practice with you. second part of our workshop. And let's imagine that you are product manager of Uber Eats or, for example, Zomato, and you want to make some script for your user interview. Yep, and in the next 5-10 minutes, we'll try to make this script to make right questions for your users. Yeah. So what we should do? Yeah. Let's. So imagine that you are product manager of Uber Eats or Zomato, and please try right now write some user cases that you will give for your user. Yeah. So imagine you will give your app to your user, and you will ask him or her about some cases. Yeah. Like when we discuss Indeed website, I asked about, please try to find job for you, or please try to understand what is, for example, driver salary. Yeah. So let's try to write some cases. You can write in these cases your ideas into Zoom comments or YouTube comments if you're if you view us on YouTube right now. Yeah. Let's try. Write 3 or 5 questions that you will ask your user as a product manager of Uber Eats or Zomato. Yeah. What questions you will ask your customer on interview? Let's think about this together. And if you have some ideas, please write comments, because it's a really useful skill for product manager to get understanding about right questions on user interview. Yeah. Let's take like 3 or 5 minutes and please think about right questions, and let's discuss it. And you can write it into comments for our today workshop stream. Nice. The question about cuisine. Yeah. Good question. Let's try to create 2 more questions for your user. So basically, user interview takes from 30 to 60 minutes. Yeah, and basically on user interview, we will discuss near 10 or 15 questions. Yeah. So as a product manager of every service, every app, you should understand which 10 maybe questions you will ask from your users about your product, about using of your product also. So let's write your ideas, let's write your comments. I see. Yeah. Let's wait for. Do you use food delivery services? Yep. Nice question. How often do you use food delivery apps? Nice. Yeah, it's a good examples of interview about a problem. Yeah, to understand, is it a right user for you or maybe wrong user? Yeah. To test your idea. Yeah. So for example, you have idea about delivery service to create some maybe new delivery services, and you ask users about about their daily life. Yeah. And let's think about interfaces. Yeah. So, for example, you will give interface of Uber Eats or Zomato to your user, and this user will open your app and yep. Nice questions. Yep. And let's write some questions about cases into your product. So, for example, yeah, you will give your app to user, and you said, okay, your task number 1, please try to find a restaurant for yourself. It's like one task. What other task for user in your app you can give for user? Let's think. Yeah. Yep. Cool question about discount. Yeah. So you will give your app for user and say, okay, your task is try to apply discount on this app, and then you will see how your user trying to find discount page or discount button on your app. Nice. Yeah, it's a really good question about interfaces. Thanks a lot. Yeah, let's try to generate a few more questions about interface, some tasks, yeah, for your user. So you will give your app for user and what you will ask to do with this app. Order food and complete a payment. Nice. Yep, it's really good case. It's really basic case for your food delivery services. Thank you a lot. Yep. Yep. Some question about how would you rate the food you order? Yep. Also nice case. So you will give app for a user and say, please do this task. Please try to rate the food delivery. Yeah. Tell me a story about the last time that you tried to order something. Nice. Yeah, what some specific problems that you found really annoying? Yeah, it's a cool example. Yeah, I usually divide my user interview onto 2 parts. The first part is about some previous experience of my user. And even yeah, it's a really good example. And thank you for questions for the first part. Yep. So you try to understand about some past experience of your user and understand which problems did he have, for example. Yeah. What maybe this user love on the services. Yep. And it's about first part. It's a really nice question. Then after, for example, 10 or 15 minutes, I usually move to the second part. The second part is the questions about interfaces. And in this part, I want to understand which set of problems with my interfaces I have in my app. Yeah, for example, I will give a task for user to rate last food delivery, and he can't to do this. So, for example, user can do not understand how to find this functionality on my app, and it's a problem. And I will write in my notes that okay, it's look like we have some problem to finding the rating of last delivery. Nice. Yeah. I see more questions. Could you try to order Domino's pizza on app? Nice. Yep. So you give some case, some task for your user, and then you should be quiet and see how can your user do this. Yeah. And if your user makes some mistakes, it's absolutely okay. Yeah. You need to understand, is it some problems with your interface? Maybe some users do not understand how to do this, or maybe they do it with some strange way. Yep. And you do not think that a user will do this task like this. Search your favorite foods of yours. Choose one from the list of different restaurants. Nice. Yep. So yeah, you understand the basic things. Yep. I will do summary about this part. Firstly, our user interview. Firstly, you should find right persons for your user interview. Secondly, you can divide your user interview onto two parts. The first part will be about previous experience of your users. Yeah, and you can ask them about, like, describe your previous experience with food delivery. What was cool and what was wrong with this delivery? Yeah, and why, for example. And you can discuss this for 10 or 15 minutes, some questions about past. Then you will move to the questions about your interface to find some maybe mistakes with your logic, with some user experience in your app. And you can give some tasks, and you will give a lot of nice examples of this task for your user. And then you should wait for some time and give this time for your user to try to make this task. Yeah, and it works really fine because it helps for you to understand some UX problems onto your site. Yeah, nice. Basically, do you have some maybe questions about this part of our workshop? Yeah, about how to conduct, what type of questions do you need to ask from your users on customer interview? Yeah, if you have some question, please write it right now, and we'll discuss these questions. Yeah. And also, I will show the page with some basic rules of user interview. If you have some questions about these rules, you can also ask, and I describe more about these rules. Yeah. So let's wait for a minute about your questions. Maybe you have some. Yeah, I see question. How do you understand customer psychology from their response? Reading between the lines, what they say versus what they mean. Yep. What I usually use to understand my customers, it's really about asking why. So it's really good strategy. Do not trying to think as your customer, but asking a lot of questions to get a deeply understanding about his or her psychology. So usually after each question, after each movement of my customer, on user interview, I ask him, can you describe why do you choose, why do you prefer this button? Can you describe why do you prefer this restaurant? So, for example, he or she saw 10 restaurants on my app, on my user research, and choose only one restaurant. And I definitely need to ask this person, okay, you saw a lot of restaurants. Can you comment? Can you describe why do you choose this restaurant? And I get a lot of information using only really simple and stupid question like why, and it works. Yeah, and you should make a lot of user interviews, and after that you can somehow thinking as your user. Basically, so in my products, usually for every user interview, yeah, I do user interviews in case if I have like big functionality changes in my services, like really big feature, for example, or like redesign of my services or something like this. Usually to get some first insights about my product, about some mistakes maybe in user interfaces, I usually ask 6 to 10 customers. So usually I do user interviews from 6 to 10 customers. Yeah, and it takes like 30 to 60 minutes long interviews. Yeah. Does someone have other questions about these rules, about user interview process, or some other questions about maybe cheap and dirty prototyping things, or some creating user script? Because today we will discuss only like 10% maybe of customer development process and prototyping process, and it's like our first workshop to give you like basic ideas how to make scripts of user interviews and how to cheap and dirty make user prototypes for your customer testing, for your customer interviews. Yeah. Okay, so we have discussed some I see. After collecting lots of information from user interviews, what are some most powerful techniques to analyze those info to turn them into some useful guidelines for starting to prototyping our product? Nice. Yeah. I have some, it's a really nice question, because if you read some topics about customer development or customer interviews, there are a lot of information about rules, how to do right interviews, but not a lot of information about how to work with insight, how to work with raw information that you get on your interviews. And I have some example, and after our session, I can share it in our community. So it's example how to work with some insights, with some answers that you get on your user interviews, because it's a really important part of customers' interview work. Yeah, not only get some questions, but also get some ideas and next steps from insight from your users. Yeah, and it's really important. So I will share it. Yeah. The next question: should you take solution from users in special cases rather than just understanding their pain points? Yeah. Also nice question. Thanks. There is different strategies and different goals of user interviews. And basically, you can divide all user interviews onto three areas. The first area is not about product, so you do not discuss any product on these customer interviews. You discuss only about user pains, your future customer pains. Usually, you will do this on the first stage of your startup. So, for example, you have some idea about some product. You do not have this product, but you have only idea about users' pains, and yeah, that's all. And you conduct some user interviews only about this pain, yeah, to understand, is it a real pain for users, or yeah, or not, or it's only just your imagination. For example, it's the first kind of of user interviews, and we can discuss this part maybe on our WhatsApp or Telegram group if you want, and I can give some examples, or maybe we will discuss this case on our next workshop or lectures. Yeah, it's about like a new product and new pain. The second thing is about already existing product. Yeah, and we have discussed this case today. On these interviews, you can well, what you can discuss. You can discuss about some maybe negative, some pains with your product. So, for example, maybe some users don't understand some functionality on your product, and it can decrease metrics of your product. Yeah, so you should understand where, in which part of your product do you have some problems. Yeah, and that's why you do this kind of customer interviews with your existing product. Yeah, so it's different goals of your user interviews, and depends on stage of your product. Do you have new product, or do you have some mature product? You should choose the right goal for your customer interview. And today we have discussion about like existing product user interview. Yeah. Okay, guys. Do you have some additional questions? If you have, you can write it down into comments, and I will wait for a minute. Yep. And I think today we have discussed a lot. So we have first part about cheap and dirty prototyping on flinto.com. Yep. And also you catch some ideas how to create and conduct user interview for your existing product, for your existing customers. Yeah. On our next workshop or lectures, we can discuss, if you want, about some ideas how to test new ideas about new products. Yeah. So thank you for your time for today, and see you on our WhatsApp and Telegram group. And if you have some questions about product management, yeah, please share these questions, and I'll and other teams of our community will share some information with you. And please share some ideas with our members of our community. So have a good Friday, have a good weekends, and see you on our next workshops. Bye-bye. Yeah.